Use the given graph to find the mean for the data represented in the bar graph and round the answer to the nearest tenth. Now the bar graph is just a more visual way of representing what we could have put into a frequency table, and since we've done so much with frequency tables, my suggestion is to take that bar graph and turn it into a frequency table. The outcomes are on the horizontal axis, so you can get a 3, you can get a 4, you can get a 5, you can get a 6, you can get a 7. The height of the bar represents the frequency. So if you're going to turn this back into a frequency table, you simply take the outcomes and make a column, and then leave a column for the frequencies. So the first outcome is 3, and the frequency is the height of the bar, which is 3. Then you move to the next one. The next outcome is 4. The height of that bar is the frequency, and it happens to be 4. Then you move to the third one. The third outcome is 5. The height of that bar is 3, so the frequency is 3. Then you move to the next outcome, which is 6. The height of the bar is 4, so that frequency is 4. And finally, the last outcome is 7, and its bar height is 6, so that means its frequency is 6. Now that you've turned this back into a frequency table, it works exactly like we've done before. So if I want to calculate the mean, I go to my calculator, put it in stats mode. I don't want to bore everyone with doing this over and over again, but you take the outcome 3, and since its frequency is 3, you press M plus 3 times. Then you go to the outcome 4, and since its frequency is 4, you press M plus 4 times. And then you go to the third one, the outcome is 5, and its frequency is 3, so you put in 5, and you do M plus 3 times. Then you move down to the next outcome, which is 6. Its frequency is 4, so you do M plus 4 times. Then you move to the last outcome, which is 7, and its frequency is 6, so you enter 7 and you do M plus 6 times. Now that you have all the data in, you do shift 7, which gives you the mean. If you do all of that, you'll come up with a mean of 6.5. Now we're going to take this same bar graph and find the median instead of the mean. And we're going to write the answer as an integer or a decimal. And keep in mind, this is exactly what we just did, so there's no reason to go through all the steps of recreating the frequency table. I'll just pop the frequency table back in. But remember, that's the one we just did when we calculated the mean. So we have the frequency table that corresponds to this bar graph, and we want to find the median this time. Remember, the median is the middle value. The outcomes have to be in order, but they are, and you have to pay attention to the frequencies. So if you add up all the frequencies, you get 20. That means there are 20 outcomes. You know the median is the middle value, and when they're an even number of numbers, there'll actually be 2 middle values. There won't be a single middle value. The 10th and 11th values are going to be the 2 middle values. So all you have to do is go down and count to 10 and 11. Don't make too big a deal out of this, but you've got to count correctly. There are 3 3s. So if you're counting, you would count 1, 2, 3. That would take you through all the 3s. There are 4 4s, so if you keep counting, you would have 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 3 5s, so if you keep counting, you would get 8, 9, 10. So the 10th value is that 5 right there. And then, of course, the 11th value is going to be the first one of the 6s. And be careful. These are just the frequencies over here. Those aren't the actual outcomes. So you're counting down the frequencies to see how many to count of each, but the values are actually the numbers over here. So the 10th value is the 5, and the 11th value is the 6. How do you do the median when you have 2 middle values? You average them. So you take 5 and 6, add up, divide by 2, and you'll find that the median is 5.5. One more time, but this time let's do the mode. It's the exact same bar graph as before, which means, of course, that we just need to figure out what the most frequent value is. You could turn it back into a frequency table if you like, but the frequencies are as easy to see from the chart as they are from the table, so it's pretty obvious that this value right here, 7, has the highest bar, so it's the most frequent value. Remember, the height of the bar is the frequency of the outcome. So the mode is 7. Again, you could have done the frequency table and found it from there, but for the mode especially, the height of the bar is probably easier to see than the number in the frequency table.